Good morning and happy Sunday, everybody. Welcome to the Medium channel where we bring you the spirituality behind the message and help you with your awakening. And every Sunday morning we do tarot time. And guess what? It's Sunday morning. Although if you're catching this as a video, it may be Sunday afternoon or Monday or Tuesday. But right now, here in the good old Catskill Mountains of New York, it is 11:02 a.m. and welcome everybody. So, a lot to dive into this week. Firstly, we have a Mercury retrograde starting tonight at 1:30 a.m. officially here on the East Coast. I'll talk a little bit about that in a minute, but I'll just start out by saying that that's something that should not scare you, just to put that out there, because a lot of people are like, oh my God, Mercury's going retrograde again. Wasn't it just retrograde? And yeah, it goes retrograde 3 times every year. And in fact, in 2022, it's actually going to go retrograde 4 times. So it's about every 3 to 4 months or so. So that's going on. There's a lot going on with the planets. There's a lot of energy that's shifting and changing right now. So we're going to dive right into this. I'm just going to say a couple of quick hellos, and we're going to get right into the morning activities. So hello, Susan, and the Medium channel. That's supposed to say Spirit Mind Family up there. Um, and I actually was smart today and put the links up and the email address up uh, ahead of time, so I wouldn't be like crouching over and typing like I usually do. So, anyways, thank you everybody who's here live. Hi, Robin. Hi, Laura. Hi, Sandra. And if anybody's new and you want to say hi and let us know where you are coming from, please do that. And of course, inquiring minds want to know on a Sunday morning, are you coffee, tea, or caffeine free? And I had some tea this morning. I went for the hard stuff. Usually I have ginger tea in the morning or green tea, or which has caffeine, I know, or God, or peppermint tea. Thank you. And when Mercury's retrograde, energies tend to slow down. Now, it's been approaching its retrograde for a good 2.5 weeks, and Mercury slows down till it finally goes station. It stops moving, and that's what's happening now. Mercury's not moving. The planet of movement is not moving. That can be a little bit of an issue, and the idea is that we're supposed to be a little bit more still also. In other words, it's a Sunday morning. That's good. The station period lasts about 3 days for Mercury, about a day and a half before the actual moment of the station to about a day and a half after, roughly. And then it slowly starts to go retrograde and it starts to pull backwards. Um, Mercury retrograde is a thing. Everything is energy, including the planets and the way the planets move. We're all connected to collective consciousness. We're all connected to energy. So what's happening with the planets, what's happening with the numerology and the numbers affects consciousness, it affects energy. If you understand that, then you can understand how to work with the tides of the energetic pools rather than against the tides. And in this particular Mercury retrograde, there's a lot of outer planet activity. There's, I think, two, if not three, of the outer planets that have been retrograde for a while. They go into their stations and go direct during this retrograde. And it's in Libra also, and Mars is in Libra. There's a lot of heavy energy in the sign of Libra. Libra is about karma, it's about balance. It's an air sign, so it's about intellect, it's about communication, it's about law because it's the scales. Um, so there's a real opportunity here, and we're also just started the autumn, and that's what Libra does. It's a cardinal sign. That's the cardinal sign of autumn, just like Capricorn's the cardinal sign of winter because it's the first sign in winter. So basically, just to try to make actually. let me let you guys know that Sharita Starr, who's a brilliant astrologer numerologist, Heather Istara, who some of you know, she's our very talented healer, and myself did an e-learning course, a 2-hour course, only $33, on how to navigate this Mercury retrograde in this time of a lot of change, a lot of upheaval, a lot's going to come out. And if we're well prepared, we can thrive and further our awakening and further our spiritual process. If we're not prepared, we can get left behind and we can have challenges and problems. So we did this. Sharita breaks it all down for us. Heather does a very lovely healing transmission and a group healing. And then I do an energy transmission specifically for the energies of this Mercury retrograde. So I left the website somewhere on the comment stream here. If you're watching this as a video, it's going to be also on the comments of the video, as well as the email if you want more information. I guess it's only $33, so it's a really, really good deal. And since I'm on the level of just saying what's going on Tuesday at 7, Susan, the spicy psychic from Long Island, and myself are going to be doing mediumship on Zoom. So you can find more information about that on the website as well. So else did I want to say? Well, retrograde, what does retro mean? It means to move backwards or to go back to something that happened already or to stand still. So it's that prefix re, do over. That's the key word. So when we're in a retrograde cycle, whether it's Mercury or any of the other planets, we want to kind of go into that re. And because Mercury is about movement, it's about communication, it's about the mind. Anything with an re prefix, like in other words, like it said, don't buy a new house under a retrograde because something's going to go wrong, or you're going to have to renegotiate it. But it's fine to refinance. So it's a really good time. Yeah, and I'm always the advocate and the one saying, or one of the many saying, be present, be here in the moment. However, during the retrograde, because the past is part of the present moment, it's fine to revisit some past things that we want to learn from or grow from or evolve from. And that's kind of where the retrogrades come in. It's very often that old things come up during Mercury retrogrades. It's very common that an old friend you haven't spoken to for years resurfaces, or there's a new opportunity to heal from something or to fix something that got broken, like in a relationship or stuff like that. So other than that, usual rules apply. Technology can go a little bit glitchy. Schedules can be a little bit off. Because it's of the mind, we can be forgetful. We're really meant to step back a little bit and to be in a more of a meditative and a reflective and reflective state during the retrogrades. Of course, that doesn't mean that life's going to slow down or that we have the luxury to not work and not function as business as usual. But that should just be kind of an underlying theme. And when you have time, when you're not working, you're not doing things, it's good to do a lot of self-care during this time. And a lot of information that's been suppressed can resurface, and that's not a bad thing, because a lot of our challenging patterns in life are because we have suppressed traumas, we have suppressed programs, and our subconscious mind works on patterns of repetition, because that's the subconscious is basically part of our mind that helps us to survive. So our subconscious mind keeps us alive in these bodies, and the subconscious mind believes that what is familiar and routine is the way to survive. So that's why, if anybody's ever wondering why people will choose unhealthy and unhappy patterns in their life or make choices that lead to unhappiness when they know better, when they're smart people. Why do people do that? Well, it's the subconscious mind and the choices being made around survival. The subconscious thinks that if it's familiar, it's going to keep us alive. Who cares if it's annoying or if it's detrimental, as long as we stay alive. So reprogram, RE, very good under Mercury retrograde. Reprogram the mind, reprogram your habits in life, and make them more empowering programs. And for the law of attraction people, I do a lot of law of attraction work here on the channel, as well as mediumship and psychic development. We want to basically reprogram our minds, and when the feeling, what's the right word, the feeling, or I'll put it this way, when what we desire in our life starts to become more real in our subconscious mind, and there's ways of reprogramming that: affirmations, visualizations, working with presence, working with intention. But when you're able to make something more real in your mind than your current reality, then the subconscious mind begins to believe that, oh, that reality is what's going to keep me alive. And then all of a sudden your personality alters to fit in with the new reality. Like you show up in the world differently, or talk to people differently, or seize opportunities differently. And also our minds, our energy, and our physical world is energy. So when our minds change, the physical reality around us changes. So that's what I have to say about Mercury retrograde for right now. Like I said, other planets are stationing. Really, really good time to just take stock on life, where you're at right now, where you want to go. And actually, it's a good planning period. And then when Mercury goes direct again, that starts on October the 18th, and it's completely out of its shadow. I think November 3rd or 4th, but right around Election Day, of course. It's completely out of its shadow, and then things kind of follow a faster trajectory. All right. So anyway, let's do some tarot stuff. I'm going to pull. Yeah, and I'm going to read this in mind of what's going on astrologically. And if Amy's on, I don't think she's on this morning, but elevated intuition, spirituality, and tarot is a lovely channel here on YouTube, and she does a weekly forecast where you get to pick a pile and get a little bit more of a personalized forecast. And then Armand Diaz, of course, I always recommend him because he has a weekly forecast on astrology, and he breaks down all the aspects. There's a lot of aspects. I think right now the moon and Mars are trining, and Mars is in Libra, the moon's in Gemini. So that's a very harmonious aspect. And this is like a good day to maybe just get some work done, or some tasks that you've been putting off, or things that need to be done. But it's kind of a slow energy day at the same time. So take your time in doing things. So I'm going to start out by pulling a meditation card that we can work on. This forecast is not specific. I may pick up on some general trends in the society. It's more about the energy and how that affects us as a collective group here. This is our community, people that are on and people that are watching, either live or as a video. And how to really best navigate the energies of the week, and how things that are going on in the world are affecting us. So our meditation card is what to work on with our meditations. Obviously, hello. You guys have to cut me a little bit of slack on a Sunday morning, especially because it's my Saturday. And this past week, let me see, I did, I had a full reading schedule. I did, I think 3 live streams on YouTube, 3 or 4 live streams. I taught 2 classes, did a live on Patreon for the Spirit Mind family, which, by the way, that's my membership program. If you want to dive deeper into the topics here on the Medium channel, get exclusive content, and listen to things that I have to say that might get me banned on YouTube, that's the place to go. That's patreon.com/Spirit Mind family. So I encourage everybody to join the family and be part of our inner core group. So anyway, so I did some work there. I taught a class. So that's what my week's been like. Once I'm done with this, I am resting the rest of the day. I'm heeding my own advice. So I'm asking Spirit to guide me to the right card. Oh, I also had a birthday this week. It's been action packed. All right. So I'm a full equinox baby. Born on Yom Kippur, too. Oh, just one card, Adam. Thank you. Oh, I like this. Welcome to the family. Let me see if I can put this in a way where it's not too glary. So this is the Ten of Cups. If you have your own deck, you can use your own Ten of Cups. And if not, you can take a mental snapshot of this. This is the Hanson Roberts deck. It's either this or the Morgan Greer deck, or the two decks that I read from the most. Now it's been the Hanson Roberts deck lately. So here we are. And the idea is, when you meditate with the cards, the idea is to maybe take a little bit of a journey inside this card. You can look at this as like a window or a doorway. And when you walk in, there's a whole panoramic view. There may be other people that are spirit guides or animal totems. But when you step into the card, the first step in any meditation is to get present. How do we get present? We stop thinking. It's our thinking mind that takes us out of the present moment. We stop thinking and become aware of our breath, and relax our breathing, relax our body. And just by doing that, you raise your consciousness. And that takes about 3 seconds to just stop your thoughts, slow down your breathing, relax your body, and just be aware of your breath, and be aware of everything, but focus on nothing. That's the state of presence. That's the ideal state of consciousness to step into this meditation. So when you do that, you step into the card and be present. And the first thing is, what does it feel like? So when you step in, what am I feeling? Do I feel happy? Do I feel a little melancholy? Do I feel excited? Does my body feel more energized? So just see how you're feeling, and then start to interact with the scenery. You may meet spirit guide. You may meet people that have crossed over. You may just get information just from spirit directly, from God, or from your higher self directly. Or you may just feel relaxed and just sit in the energy. But that's how to do it. And it's interesting with the Ten of Cups, because tens are completions in the tarot, but completions lead to new beginnings, because in numerology 10 reduces to a 1, and 1 is the number of a new cycle beginning. And this is a very kind of a card of what's the right word, contentment. So the idea is to really like feel that, and project that, and to feel really relaxed. So my feeling is also, for a lot of us, that this may be a good time to actually heal some severed either communication with family members or family of the heart, or to talk about things that are a little bit off. I mean, that's what's coming to me right now. And it's a good timing with the Libra, which is about balance and communication and karma also, and a Mercury station where the energy kind of stills a little bit, and we can kind of maybe contemplate like what should we do to maybe enhance our relationships, to spread more love to our family, to spread more love into the world, and stuff like that. So next thing I want to do is just pull 3 cards as a general forecast. Yeah, so hi everybody. Oh, Amy is actually on, so you can get her channel right there. And Jared's on to Libra time. Hey, fellow Libra brother. And Sandy and Reverend Robin is in, and Carla's in. He's my buddy as far as being an avid follower of Joe Dispenza and Heart Math Institute. By the way, if you missed the live stream on Friday and you want to do the 21-day Heart Mind Coherence Challenge, a Mercury station is a really, really good time to do this. It's really just creating more of a coherent energetic wave pattern in the heart. So when we're anxious and in survival mode, the heart rhythms, well, well, the rhythms themselves, but the energetic rhythms are incoherent. They're jagged. But what coherence means that it's a smooth and regular wavelength pattern. When you're able to create that in the heart, because the heart naturally wants to love. That's what hearts do. They're naturally compassionate, and all we have to do is really get all the other gunk out of the way and tune into our heart and consciously feel compassion and gratitude. 10 minutes at a time. Feel that in your heart, but feel that in your brain also. When you change the frequency of the heart, it changes the frequency of the brain, because these two organs are very intimately connected to one another. The heart knows, the mind thinks, but they work together. They're supposed to work together. For most of us, they don't work together, and that's the problem. So check out. It's on a video. I live streamed it on Friday. I break down the practice. And thanks, Carla, for coming in, because you reminded me to talk about that. Very important. This is part of our awakening. The awakening is really simply remembering who we are. Our programming and conditioning makes us forget who we truly are. When we awaken, we remember. We wake up from a dream. We come out of the matrix, so to speak, and understand what reality really is. Not just the very tiny little bandwidth of energy that we call physical reality. There's a whole wide spectrum of energy that we're largely unaware of until we start to create heart-mind coherency. And then we start to connect with the quantum field, the realm of spirit, where all time, all possibilities, all planes of reality already exist, including whatever you want in your life, whatever you desire in your life already exists. So the idea is to stop wanting and to start feeling like it's already happening, because on some level it is. Greg Braden, yes, thank you. Greg Braden is actually not to be technical, but if you actually just drop the Y in the last name and add a G in the first name, and then you'll be able to Google Greg Braden. He talks a lot about heart brain coherence also, as did Joe Dispenza. There's other teachers too, but those are the two I would start with. Okay, back to our regularly scheduled tarot reading. Always have a sense of humor, always have fun. Even faking a smile releases endorphins and dopamines and happy chemicals in your brain. Just that curvature of the face releases hormones in the body. Laughter remains the best medicine. Okay, so this card, back this way, this card, and up this way, this card. Okay, we're going high tech as usual today. And there we have it. Those are the three cards. The World card is in. Here, brain coherence. I mean, heart mind. Oh, good for you, Kelly. Excellent. So there we have it. Doesn't look horrible this week. Looks a little bit, to me, this feels a little bit ungrounded. Although the World card is the Earth, that's very grounded. It's actually relates to the powers of the planet Saturn, and at least the interpretation of the tarot that I grew up on. I'll put it that way. But also represent the Earth. So the Page of Swords is interesting because pages can bring news. They can tell stories. And swords is often a little bit of a, I don't know what the right word is, a little bit of a jagged energy sometimes. I mean, it's air, it's the mind. um but but as I'm looking at this card, like what pops into my mind is the truth hurts, which is reminding me of Sharita Starr again, because she's the lexigram queen. So lexicograms are just two words that have the same lettering. And I think what it's saying is that some truths that may not be pretty truths are going to surface this week, especially early on. And again, this may be political dirt that comes up. this may have to do with the progression of what's going on in the world with vaccines and stuff like that and resistance thereof. And my feeling is take the optimistic route with things. It's like we hear you have so many people pass from this virus. How about 80% of people either got no symptoms or very minor symptoms that caught this dreaded disease, um, and 20% got moderate severe symptoms or unfortunately crossed over from it. Um, why did 80% of people not get severe symptoms? Like this is something that I would want to know, but it's not really being put out there by the news of how to maximize your chances. Um, so these may be things that come up that people question. It's like why is all the energy been about vaccines rather than why are a lot of people faring pretty well? What are they doing? I mean, yes, youth or being in good shape or whatever, or level of exposure matters, and ethnicity may matter also, but we're not really seeing that there may be certain gene pools that are more susceptible to the symptoms, but we don't get that information. All we get is, we need to take a vaccine in order to be safe. So a lot of people are questioning that already. So it may be these types of things that start to surface, um, and because it's by the world card. I mean, this is all like movement. This Eight of Wands, it's like the Eight of Wands moves, and this is like the information age where news moves, things catch on like wildfire. But the world card, it had a very kind of sobering and lumbering effect on this whole thing. So it's really kind of an interesting kind of a mix of cards and energies in a way. I feel like this is telling us stay on top of your game at this time. Stay in your power, stay in your truth, stay in your lane, stay in the eye of the storm. Okay, can I think of any other metaphors or cliches to explain that? If you guys can, have at it, please comment. But stay in your power, stay on your route, and question everything. And when I say question everything, that doesn't mean to negate everything. It just means to question things, because no matter what your belief is on the current events, there's false information to either support your belief or negate it. And one of the darker sides of the information era is that a lot of false information can get traveled through the airwaves of the internet, and a lot of what we hear is politically motivated. When it comes to how to best handle a pandemic, this pandemic in particular, and you want to know what the truth is, like the people tell us, like the movie Thrive, follow the money, follow the flow of power. You'll have a pretty good idea what's going on. By the way, not to plant any seeds in anybody's mind, but I believe 16 billion is the profits from Pfizer from this vaccine this year. So where's the flow of money going? It's basically going out of the pockets of taxpayers, because you're not getting your vaccines for free. The governments are paying for it. How did the governments pay for it? Through taxation. And then it's going into companies that are known to have a global elitist connection, basically. So I'm not going to say anything else or make any judgments about that. This is just the facts. This is what's happening, and these are all validated facts. When you start to look into your world corporations and who really are the stockholders in these corporations, who are the movers and shakers. Also, the tech companies are doing quite well with databases to support vaccine passports and stuff like that. So yeah, all the money, take care of yourself though, and do what's right for you to stay safe, to keep other people safe. But to understand that 4 out of 5 people really get away with catching this and either not having symptoms or symptoms that range from a bad cold to next to nothing. So that's just something. And the only reason I'm saying this is, again, I don't want people to think that I'm taking this lightly or I don't believe in it. No, it's a real virus. It's a real thing. Absolutely. But take it into perspective. On the news, we're hearing this many people passed on. This young and healthy person with a perfect immune system died. Yeah, that's like 1 in 10,000, basically. They don't talk about the other 99,000 of people in relatively good health and strong immune system that were just fine. So again, understand that these cards, it's about information, it's about news, and where is it not exactly authentic or not exactly in integrity, and why is that the case, and who's benefiting from it. And while you're contemplating that during this Mercury retrograde reset time, take good care of yourselves and make sure that you don't get harmed by it. So anyways, yeah, yes, thank you. So the world card, this could be about global events. I feel like a big storm coming. Not here, but I want to say in England or Greenland or that area. Um, maybe next week or the week after. But I think there's going to be some big weather headlines coming up in the news, I want to say, or possibly even an earthquake. These last two cards are reversed. The Eight of Wands, that could be about a lot of misinformation. During a Mercury retrograde, I would keep an eye on this card and make sure, if you don't understand something, ask the other person to repeat it rather than to um, rather than to make assumptions. I feel like they're saying, do not assume. And the other thing is, I'm just feeling like a lot in my stomach when I look in this card. So I don't know what that means. No, okay, I do actually. Try to relax, try not to worry too much. Um, During this retrograde, there's a lot of shifting energies with the planets. Our systems can get upset very easily. Our physical systems can get upset easily. Okay, so I need to turn this around to see what other impressions that I may be able to glean from this. Yeah, like I said, nothing's jumping out at me. It's horrible, but I think there's going to be a little bit of that unsettling kind of news that comes up, or things like around us, like it's jagged, so people can be very argumentative. And I know a lot of you are thinking, yeah, it's been that way since the pandemic began, and this is true, but it may reach another level where people just snap at you for next to nothing or stuff like that. Be patient, be present, and remember, I say this a lot, practically every Sunday, that when you are able to step back and observe yourself, how you react to things rather than be that reaction, that's when you start to change it, because you step out of the programming, because we're programmed to respond emotionally to every conceivable situation in life. And trying to just stop your emotion or trying to stop your reaction is about as easy as trying to stop a speeding freight train on a train tracks. Good luck with that one. But you can step back and observe how you're reacting, and then you're not resisting anything. You're not in conflict. You're just saying, okay, I'm pissed off. Good. Maybe I have a reason to be pissed off. That's fine, but I don't want to be those emotions. I just want to be the observer of those emotions. Then I'll start to gain insight as to why. And sometimes it's my own issues. Like I had a disagreement with somebody a couple of weeks ago, and then and then I just realized, like, the style of the person's, the way that they um the way that they would argue. It reminded me of growing up with my very insanely jealous older brother, and it kind of opened up another portal to a shadow aspect that I'm clearing right now. So you know, that's what I mean. To try to step back and learn and grow from your reactions, your responses, as well as what the other person's saying. Because very reactive, very snap judgment kind of energy around this week. Um, the swirl card's a little bit more grounding. Oh, I know why I'm feeling my stomach. It is saying to work with your sacral chakra. Yeah, that's your digestion, that's your elimination, that's your creativity, that's your sexuality also. So to work with that, so when you meditate, maybe just feel the resonance. When you do your heart coherence, you can create sacral coherence also by roughly the same way, feeling the emotions and creating a smooth energy flow in that area. So I know we're running over again. I think yeah, it's just safe to assume that the tarot time is now 45 minutes rather than a half hour. Um, I always like to pull from the Native American deck. I'm going to do this quickly because I don't want you guys to be beyond all freaking day. It's a beautiful day, at least here in the Catskills. Very autumnal. It's like it was down in the 40s last night. So Native American hero saying, although it's reversed, and I need my very cool Blu-ray filter readers. Polygamy. Oh my goodness. 9 of swords, I think that is, or no, 9 of wands. That would be in this tarot. I need to take this in because I often get another. And no, the Native American tarot is not telling to be polygamous. Don't worry. In fact, if anything, the feeling that I get it's to actually work together more with your family or your family of the heart. The first card, Sandy, was the Page of Swords. Was the first card I pulled. Um, um, and again, it follows a theme in my mind that this is a good time to heal dissension amongst your family of the heart, your loved ones. Don't let things fester under the rug too long. Would be the advice that this would be giving. Even if it's uncomfortable to speak up, even if if it's going to create scrutiny or negative reaction, it's better that and to get it done with than to hold on to it, because whatever we hold on to festers in our energy system. That's what we call disease. This week can be a good time to heal like severed relationships. That fits in with the Mercury retrograde theme. Things that got severed, things that got dis, blown out of proportion or disproportionate. That's not even a word. I think you get the idea. So communicate, and if something doesn't feel right, talk to the person and work on healing things and work on community. I think that's the other reason is that part of the disempowerment from the forces that be around us is to have us scattered, have us one against another, vaxxers versus anti-vaxxers, pro-vaxxers, right versus left, one race versus another, one ideology and how to deal with Afghanistan. And that would take me another hour to dissect what's going on in Afghanistan, by the way. Russell Brand came out with a pretty interesting take on that for those of you that follow his channel. Anyway, so that's that. So next on the list would be, do I have my, yes. So I'm going to see what our animal totem is for this week for our group. This one, no, this one. Okay. Oh, meerkat. This is the very first card I ever pulled from this deck. Meerkats are cute, aren't they? Get support from a trusted group of like-minded friends. Now, a lot of you guys do this weekly. It's so common that the same theme runs through all the divination tools. So meaning self-explanatory. I already explained this in the tarot and the Native American tarot. So visit it, and you guys are welcome to deepen into into this into this community, and forgive this if this sounds like shameless advertising or opportunistic advertising. But if you want to dive deeper into the subjects that we cover here, we have Spirit Mind Family. That's my Patreon group. It's a very nominal paid membership program. In fact, $5 a month gets you like free, lot of free stuff from that, including my live streams and my monthly meditations and all kinds of good stuff. So the website is, or the link is near the top of these comments. And for the angels, we get Isabel telling us that the timing is right for this new venture. Happy outcome follows your positive expectations. So again, take this with the energies of Mercury retrograde. Again, don't, I always say, understanding astrology is learning how to swim with the currents, basically. Because everything is energy. So the planets and their movements have an energy that affects consciousness. I think because so many people believe in Mercury retrograde now and have a negative connotation, that it actually, the effects have strengthened through the years, thanks to the collective consciousness. But it is a thing, better for planning than taking specific action for growth. So better to really contemplate on how that new venture is going to look and what's the best strategy going forward with that, and then to implement that maybe a little bit later in the autumn. So anyway, that's what I have for you guys. This week I'm not doing a ton of live streams. That was all last week. So I think the next thing's coming up is an upload on Thursday about law of attraction. By the way, on my birthday, I filmed a very nice animal communication video up at Colgate Lake here, but that's coming out in 2 weeks from Thursday. So this Thursday, the next Thursday is about the spirit world, and the following one is about animal communication. I'm only 3 weeks ahead, so that's what I. Oh yes, Sunday, next Sunday after tarot time at 7 p.m. That's when Heather Istara is going to do some healing work for us at 7 p.m. Eastern time on the channel. So that's a week away. There'll be more information on that. Okie doke, glasses off. Oh, I can see blue again. Good. Okay, thank you, everybody. Have a beautiful day. Namaste. Peace.